Hello, friends. 'Tis the season. BT dubs, this is a virtual background. This is not my real house. SOS is doing well, but we're not doing this well. It's also the end of our first 6 months as an agency. Crazy. For those loyal viewers who have watched each and every one of these monthly updates, God bless both of you. I'm so grateful that people have followed this journey. It's been a good one. As we're winding down the year, I just looked at the numbers. In our first 6 months, we have had 11 clients and 17 projects. That blows my mind. 11 clients and 17 projects. Some big, some small, some that you've seen, some that are behind the scenes with strategy work. A lot of decks, you guys. We make a lot of decks. But we're so proud of the work that we've done as this thing has gotten started. And I am so thankful to all of you who have helped make it happen. To our clients, I'm especially grateful. Thank you for hiring us. And to the dozens of people who've been part of Team SOS and helped make all of these projects happen. One of the cool things about starting an agency is that a bunch of people made money because of us, which is really cool. But beyond the money, I'm just so grateful to folks who shared their time and talent with us and made these projects happen. So thank you very much. We had SOS team members in every time zone in the United States, maybe not Alaska and Hawaii. We had SOS team members in every time zone of the continental United States, in Costa Rica, France. We're international, baby. Thanks to all of you, even folks who haven't hired us, folks who just watched these updates or subscribed to our email newsletter or offered advice and help as we got started. Lots of things that are happening right now. We actually have a project that is going to see the light of day later this week, the launch of a new product. I'll share some of those details on our social channels, so if you're not following the SOS social channels, be sure and do that. As we hit this half-year milestone, instead of giving you an update about all of our individual projects, I thought I would do the 3 big lessons that I have learned in our first 6 months. John's 3 big lessons that he's learned in the first 6 months. Yeah, I sang that. Lesson number 1, your network is everything. Now, I know that we live in an era where 13-year-old Instagrammers start their own business and make a gazillion dollars selling trucker hats or perfume or lip gloss. I actually don't know how they do it. But I'm telling you that there's no way that SOS would have been able to get off the ground if I didn't have 30 years of people in my Rolodex. Young people, Rolodexes are what we used to call our address books. And I don't know why I still use that. At every turn in these first 6 months, I've relied on that network for advice, new business leads, referrals to people who could help get the work done. Just about everything that we've done in this first couple of months has been because we knew somebody or used to work with that person or got referred to a friend of a friend. The network that you have, that you build up over time, is so important to your professional success. You guys know that. But when you start a business, you really start to appreciate how those connections that you've made over the course of a career, if you've done it right and not been a total asshole, that those connections will come back and really support what you're doing going forward. A little tip for you youngsters. John's little tip for you youngsters. Make those connections in your career. If I hadn't spent a number of years working at different companies, working within different agencies, working with lots of different clients, one, I wouldn't know how to solve the problems that our clients are actually coming to us to get help with. And 2, I wouldn't know enough people to get the job done. So your network is incredibly important. Number 2, money and numbers. Money and numbers. I like to think of myself as a creative person, and I know a lot of wonderful creative people. Many of them have helped get SOS started. But the reality is if you think, well, I'm a creative person and I'm going to hire some sort of business person or an account person to take care of all the number stuff and the grubby money stuff, think twice about that. The reality is starting a business is all about the numbers. It's all about cash flow. It's all about your profit and loss. It's all about making enough money so that you can pay people. And if you don't have a really firm grasp on that and you don't want to get into the details, then starting an agency probably isn't for you. I enjoy it. I have learned a ton over the last 6 months, and I'm sure there's a lot of mistakes that I've made. I'm sure I'll learn some of them when I do the taxes. But I also think it's really healthy that the creativity and the number side of it stays connected and that you understand those details. I think it makes you a better partner with your clients who are also dealing with their own money concerns. Nothing that we do is creativity for creativity's sake. It's not creativity in a vacuum without limits. We have budget limitations, we have time limitations, and we have to be creative within those confines. So I think an understanding of the financial side of it, payment terms, scopes of work, contracts, all of that stuff is important as you start to figure out how to do creativity in a way that is affordable for our clients and profitable for the people that work with us and for the people who own the company. I sort of knew that going in, but it's become crystal clear to me how important it is to really have a firm grasp of the numbers and the money. Number 3, there are 2 kinds of people. There are talkers and there are doers. Now that comes as no surprise to anybody who's worked in advertising. There's a lot of value in thinking and talking. It's always going to be a large part of this job. But separating the doers from the talkers is really critical when you are looking for partners to help you build an agency. There are many, many folks that I have talked to over the first 6 months, both on the prospective client side and on the prospective partner side, that talk a good game. Finding the folks that actually follow through and do the work, who can write the deck, return that phone call, write that email, retouch the image, deliver the file, cut the video, and deliver on time, that is a smaller subset of people. The trick is finding those folks and steering clear of the folks that just want to talk a good game. SOS was sort of founded on the idea that we were going to work with grown-ups, with partners and collaborators who could take care of stuff, who didn't need a ton of hand-holding. And we have been so lucky to find some tremendous folks, great art directors, writers, media planners, brand strategists, producers, retouchers, and filmmakers, people who know their shit and can get it done. And I've been completely blown away by their partnership and their help. And we've gotten burned a few times. You know, you live and learn on those situations. But finding so many doers and cutting out sort of that middle layer of crap that is so frustrating in so many larger agencies has been a struggle and a revelation and one of the great joys of our first 6 months. So those are 3 big things that we've learned in our first 6 months. A few other items before we wrap up for the year. First of all, Agency SOS is closed for the holidays. We are going to take off December 16th through January 2nd, and we'll be back after the first of the year. We're going to rest and relax and recharge. If you contact us, you're going to get an auto reply, but we'll be back in the game in January. Second, again, incredibly grateful to those of you who have hung in and watched each of these monthly updates. I really appreciate it. Does the world really need to hear from me once a month? Probably not. So we're going to scale these back in the new year, probably do once a quarter. We'll still do updates and let you know when we have news and things that are going on. So follow us on the social channels or subscribe to the newsletter and we'll keep you informed of what's happening. I'm not sure we were 100% clear what our best case scenario was for our first 6 months, but we feel delighted by what's happened and unfolded. Our revenues are strong, our profitability is good. We have recurring clients now that are coming back to us for more projects after an initial engagement. The feedback has been incredibly positive, and we have this wonderful network of people on the SOS bench who are coming in and helping us with projects. What does that mean for 2022? I have no idea. Was our early success a blip and we'll crash and burn and the agency won't exist by the end of 2022? Stay tuned and find out. Or is this just the beginning and we'll continue on? We're optimistic and hopeful that we'll continue this momentum and be able to work with more great partners in the coming year. So if you need any help with anything, pick up the phone or send us an email and we will be happy to get back to you after the first of the year. We're going to take a little time off. Thanks for watching, thanks for the support, and we'll see you in 2022.